Welcome again to the launch of Solid Edge ST9, the best release yet of Solid Edge from Siemens. Solid Edge ST9 is the 29th release of Solid Edge, and this year's release is all about expanding your horizons, combining the cloud capabilities and data management you need with unprecedented flexibility and excellence in 3D CAD. And if you're not benefiting from this latest version of Solid Edge, but you would like to be, well, now it's easier than ever to make that move. So, let's break down these areas so that you can take a tour of what Solid Edge ST9 brings. First up, cloud-enabled design, but on your terms. Cloud means different things to different people. File storage, mobility. It's touching all software, including CAD, and can certainly bring benefits. What Siemens is focused on is just that, the benefits it can bring. So what are these? CAD that follows wherever you go. Log in to use it wherever you like, with personal preferences remembered. CAD that's reliable. It still needs to work even when there's no internet access. Share CAD files easily across teams and sites. Collaboration is key in design, and this need can be across multiple geographies. So what's available in ST9? ST9 can follow you wherever you go. Your license can be held on the cloud if you wish, which means a simple login to start designing. Your personalized settings are remembered and any software updates can be installed from the cloud. But of course, only whenever you choose. And access designs anywhere with support for popular cloud services. All this means faster deployment, lower administration, and simpler ongoing maintenance. CAD that's reliable. If your internet goes down, Solid Edge ST9 doesn't. And that includes access to files. And because it doesn't rely on internet speed, performance is still as fast as ever. Finally, ST9 integrates with your favorite cloud storage service, such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Google, and Box. That means, of course, changes at one site are synchronized with others. However, Solid Edge has integration to lock files during edits to ensure proper collaboration. So cloud capabilities when you need them, but if you don't need them, that's fine too. It's your choice. And of course, the freedom to choose how you purchase and deploy Solid Edge remains. Your license can still be node locked or floating as an alternative to cloud-based. And you can still purchase flexibly, perpetual, or subscription with monthly and yearly options. It's all about choice. Customer Ryan Sparing certainly agrees with having this choice. Formerly a Harvard professor with a PhD in chemistry, Ryan now runs his design business providing customized apparatus and research tools. As Ryan can be designing in his workshop, at home, on site at a client, the option to run completely offline is vital. Next up, fast and flexible 3D modeling. Year on year, Solid Edge matures in modeling capability to make you more productive, and this year is no different. Before we jump into Solid Edge ST9, I want to point out some user interface improvements that we'll see throughout this session. First of all, there's increased consistency with Microsoft Office. We're familiar with in Word, Outlook, to ensure ease of operation with switching between other desktop products. Tab documents, a much easier way of switching between and working with multiple files that we have open. So Let's continue with synchronous technology, of course. It's all about harnessing the speed and simplicity of direct modeling with the flexibility and control of parametric design. This technology continues to be improved. Let's take a look at how synchronous technology is evolving in ST9. Synchronous technology inside Solid Edge ST9 continues to improve and excel above all the competition. Specifically, the topic that I'd like to broach is called hybrid design. What's hybrid design? Hybrid design is when we use the best of both ordered and synchronous modeling in order to achieve our goals. In our case, within this ZoomX juicer, we have a part that needs several changes to be made. Specifically, this guy. This guy has a couple of changes, of course, as said, to be made. In specific, I've noticed on this part that there are both active bodies and inactive bodies. Well, we need to make a cut that travels both bodies. Wonder how we can do that. In Solid Edge ST9, we have the capability of isolating individual sketches and having cuts be performed across multiple bodies. In our case, just like this. Notice how we can cut both active or cut all bodies, whether they're active or inactive. Now that's cool. Let's take that same cut, however, and let's do a little bit more to it. Let's mirror this guy. That same cut has now been applied to the other part, or I should say to both bodies again on the other side. Well, the last thing to do on that would be, of course, to union the two bodies. A modification of this nature could take quite a while in order to finish. Notice how quick and easy it was to do. So, there are more modifications to be done. Let's take, for instance, this handle. This handle is not quite the distance that we want it to be. In our case here, what we need to do is we need to make some modifications to the handle. The handle itself probably needs to have some rotation done to it. I want to go ahead and click on this right hand handle as a defined set and make some adjustments. I'm thinking something like 20 degrees. Maybe negative 20. That looks better. Now let's take this modification and do a little bit more. Let's go ahead and push it in some. Maybe about 15. Looks pretty good. Oh, wow. You know, that handle is not quite what I expected it to be. Trying to figure that out, you know, in any other CAD would be probably pretty nerve-wracking. But inside Solid Edge, we now have 3D Sketch Point. In specific, if I were to do an edit definition of this 3D sketch point, there we go. We can actually move this 3D sketch point and change the direction and the sweep of the handle. Now that's pretty cool. Well, there's a little bit more changes to be made. Well, the rotation looks like it did the job, but you know, the handle could probably be a little bit beefier. Let's use another ordered sketch. Maybe through dynamic edit. and take this synchronous hybrid model and still do yet another ordered modification. Pretty snazzy. Hybrid modeling with inside Solid Edge. The best of both worlds. Before I forget, there's one more aspect of hybrid modeling that I forgot to show. In the past, when you switched to the synchronous header, the ordered features would actually blank out. Why? Because, well, they're in ordered mode. They're in history mode, and you would have went before their actual occurrence. However, inside Solid Edge ST9, we've changed a little bit. Now, if we were to visit the synchronous header, our ordered features are no longer gone. They're actually now ghosted. What that means for us is that we can now make edits while inside synchronous, or I should say while inside the synchronous header, without any fear of not knowing what's going on. So in this case, I'll pull out 15 millimeters, and you can see how even the ghosted geometry updates. So that's pretty cool. Let's put it back. Put this guy back 15. And once again, you can see the changes. I thought it was worth showing again. Though hybrid modeling leads CAD technology as a force to be reckoned with, there are other aspects of Solid Edge to ST9 that I'd love to show. One, of course, is assembly subtract. You might think, well, Cecil, we've been able to do assembly cuts and features for quite a long time. What's so special about this? I'm going to reach into my parts library and bring in another subassembly. As normal, we would just end up mating this. A face to a face in a repeated action. I'll even do a center mate. Looks good, right? Well, maybe not, because there are no holes to receive the shaft or the bolts. What are we going to do? In any other kind of modeler, what you would have to end up doing is going into each individual part and doing some sort of associative copy in order to get holes within the required said parts. Inside Solid Edge ST9, we're introducing assembly subtract. What this tool allows us to do is create assembly subtractions. In these subtractions, we can recognize holes based off of threads. So, watch. In this case, it's asking for a target. I would love to make this a target. I would like to make this a target. Now, we need tool bodies. This, of course, is going to be a tool body. This one, and, of course, our 4 bolts. The results of which are amazing. Where there are no threads, we have clearance holes created. Where there are threads, we now have corresponding threads. That's fantastic. Once more, and there are corresponding threads for the bolts. Think of the time that you can save modeling in this method. Another way that Solid Edge stays ahead of the competition is allowing our customers to work within the assembly. What that means for everyone is that you have to visit the individual part less and less during your design phase. For instance, in this case, we have a weldment. This weldment has several structures, one passing the other. Sure would be nice if I could just quickly finish up this design. Inside Solid Edge ST9, under our features, the same place that we had subtract, we now have replace face. What? Replace face within an assembly? Absolutely. So in this case, I'm going to pick the faces that I want to adjust. That one. And also these two. These faces now get to be replaced by this face. Solid Edge just saved me an immense amount of time. Time equals money. So synchronous technology in Solid Edge continues to improve, providing even more speed and flexibility. We saw the hybrid experience of combining history-based with synchronous-based modeling. But that isn't all inside synchronous technology that's been improved. Multi-face replacement, even within assemblies. Creation of hole features and cutouts from threaded shafts and Boolean solids. And sheet metal contour flange creation from edges of multiple parts from the assembly. Next up, brand new in ST9, Solid Sweep. Solid Edge ST9's new Solid Sweep command allows us to do more than what we've previously been able to do with swept cutouts and swept protrusions. In the past, we've had to rely upon profiles. Now, inside Solid Edge ST9, we can actually use the tool body itself. In this case, what I'd like to do is I would like to reach over and do a swept solid sweep cutout. What have I got to do? I've got to pick a path, then pick a tool body. And lastly, pick a reference line. Wouldn't you like to be able to model like this? When not using the helical cutout in this method, maybe we might choose a helical cutout in this method. Once more, solid sweep, a path, a tool body, an axis, and of course, a reference. Absolutely amazing. What about non-G1 paths? In this case, we have a rotating tool body, and it must travel this path with non-tangent segments. Now how are we going to model that? Using our solid sweep command, it's just as easy. Pick a path, even though it's non-tangent, non-G1. Pick a tool body, pick an axis, and there you go. You can simulate your milling capabilities straight from your CAD. With Solid Sweep, we can simulate machine tool operations like milling, such as a milled bit, 3D milled path, or even a milled barrel cam. Or, through adding material, it can create complex protrusions. "3D printing, as I'm sure you're aware of, is an increasingly growing trend, and not only for prototype manufacture, but also for end product manufacture. It can be a plastic part for hobby use, or even 3D printed metal part for professional use. Now, of course, Solid Edge enables us to design any part that we like, but ST9 makes it easier to get it 3D printed. Solid Edge ST9 makes 3D printing a reality, whether we own a 3D printer or not. Try it out. Click to order online and get a real part mailed to you. To assist the process, ST9 provides a solid print preview with tolerance control, and reusing logo and text designs on parts is much easier with ST9's drag and drop sketch blocks. Let's take a quick look at the enhanced patterning features inside Solid Edge ST9. Patterning within Solid Edge ST9 has been enhanced one more time with the use of the new duplicate command. Duplicate was used in a previous version of Solid Edge, but this time we've now given you the capability of patterning via coordinate systems. For example, as we show our different coordinate systems, we can now take a group of features and use our duplicate command. Through the use of duplicate commands, we have the ability to pattern through the choice of picking coordinate systems. Now, how cool is that? In summary, the power of duplicate tool has grown beyond patterning parts and assemblies. We can now pattern faces and features and bodies using coordinate systems, blocks and sketch-driven patterns, and of course, the beauty of duplicate is that we're not limited to a single plane. Next, to make your assembly work even more productively, enhanced assembly management. ST9 adds some really nice assembly management tools. The ability to assign unique properties to part occurrences. There's also the brand new Relationship Manager, not just for reviewing everything in one place, but also for managing relationships, fixing any issues, or simply making edits. Next up, enhancements to the variable table, a central control for all parameters in the model. The already powerful variable table is even more powerful in ST9. More functions have been added, such as logic, if, then, else. We've also added inverse trigonometry and conversion for, example of converting radians to degrees. The rule editor also has more capability for things like setting limits. All in all, this enables even greater modeling intelligence, design automation, but it's not all about added power. Ease of use has been improved too. The variable table now has structured grouping consistent with the Pathfinder, and an Excel-like multi-column sorting, making it easier to find a variable. Next up, reducing costly mistakes with the new sheet metal clash detection. Many of Solid Edge's enhancements are driven by customer requests. Sheet metal clash detection is one of those requests. Look at this drive mechanism. The heat shield is a piece of sheet metal within the mechanism. As we look into the bent piece of sheet metal heat shield, we probably will want to look at the flat pattern to check and see if it's manufacturable. By choosing flatten, Solid Edge gives us immediate feedback that there are flat pattern creation errors within the model. By clicking OK, we can see some of these errors visually, but let's run it through our inspection tools just to make sure. Using the Geometry Inspector with inside Solid Edge and using the default features, we can see by highlighting the faults that Solid Edge has some clashes within our sheet metal flatten pattern. That's okay, easy enough to fix. Through the use of synchronous within our Solid Edge sheet metal, we can take offending features and make quick changes. There was the problem. Once our modifications are done, we can run it back through the flatten command and notice that we have no collisions. Tools like this help us to save time and money avoiding costly rework. So, a simple but very valuable new tool in ST9, sheet metal clash detection, looking over your shoulder to ensure no costly mistakes. Drawings are still king, and Solid Edge is still the king of drawings. Improved section and broken view capability, including better model associativity, quicker view modification with the freedom to change view orientations after placement, and have all associative views update accordingly. Plus, the ability to modify multiple view styles at once. Improved readability for symmetric dimensions, as well as multi-core processing for drawing view updates. You know, that was only a selection of what's new in Solid Edge ST modeling capabilities. Here are some other great modeling enhancements. Spiral curve, drag and drop appearances even at the assembly level with improved previews. Ever important in assisting design work, simulation has also been enhanced in ST9. Meshing performance has improved with initial studies showing a 4x time saving. Boundary conditions can now be suppressed for easier what-if scenarios. We've covered additive manufacture with 3D printing, but we can't, of course, forget about subtractive manufacturing. CamWorks for 2016 for Solid Edge brings numerous enhancements to Solid Edge leading embedded CAM solution. Here are a few of them. Automatic feature recognition has been improved with a new Simplify Features option. This breaks prismatic features apart for more efficient machining. Also, deep features can be set to allow longer tools to be substituted after the short tool reaches its limit. Default strategies can be edited directly from the CAM user interface for added ease. There's a new volume mill pre-drilling operation to eliminate the need for expensive center cutting end mills for milling. A new gun drilling cycle allows machining of extraordinarily deep holes. The other leading manufacturing CAM solution for Solid Edge, CAM Express, has been improved in its latest 10 release. In-process workpieces can be generated in the background, allowing other projects to be worked on while it calculates. The graphical toolpath editor has been improved in relinking toolpaths that have had a portion cut away. Corner smoothing for Z-level and flow cut operations has been improved for better surface finishes. How do you like the sound of instantaneous searches, easy revisions and release management, and optional cloud-based vaulting for all levels of Solid Edge? That includes design and drafting, foundation, classic, and premium. Solid Edge delivers just that with new built-in data management. Data management capability comes straight out of the box with Solid Edge ST9, and most importantly of all, with no need for additional IT resources. That means no SQL, no databases. Finding files is fast and easy. What better tool to integrate with than Windows Explorer, something every Microsoft user knows? To ensure an organized system, there's protection against duplicate file names and a document number generator available. Revisions are taken care of with minimal clicks, looking after associated drawings along the way. Here's Matt Johnson from Pack Worldwide, a global leader in the manufacturing of protective packaging, talking about the valuable release management that ST9 provides. He says, Design Manager allows me to quickly review and edit the properties of an assembly and all of its components at the time of releasing. The ability to collaborate seamlessly with several sites is enabled using popular cloud storage services such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, and Box. This will, of course, synchronize changes from one site to another, but Solid Edge's integration can lock files at other sites during edits to ensure proper collaboration. Another great use for this is off-site data backup. And finally, if the preference is not to go to cloud, that's fine. This will all work with existing local and network infrastructure also. Used in conjunction with other existing tools such as View and Markup for noting required changes and the mobile viewers for, mobile viewing, ST9's built-in data management provides a lot of value. There are a lot of improvements in ST9 for Teamcenter integration. Active Workspace, all about streamlined access to product and process data. This innovative interface is now being embedded directly into Solid Edge. Big news! There's now a dedicated ribbon collecting all the Teamcenter tools together for quicker everyday tasks. That's better visibility of Teamcenter session information and an enhanced check-in interface. So, moving to Solid Edge, are you hesitant? Why? Solid Edge now offers the most complete data migration package in the entire CAD industry. As a matter of fact, we've broken all the industry CAD barriers. For example, we now offer the translation of parts and assemblies with fully functional associated drawings from the previous CAD. What other offering can do that? The SOLIDWORKS drawing migration tool now allows the Solid Edge user to bring in SOLIDWORKS models, assemblies, and drawings without losing associativity between the files. Not only that, but it brings in all the 3D intelligence like custom properties, materials, configurations, mates, assembly features, and hole features, all straight from the SOLIDWORKS models. We can now edit SOLIDWORKS data and their drawings probably quicker than they can do it themselves. So let's take a look at the new SOLIDWORKS data migration tool brought to you by Solid Edge ST9. For everyone's edification, I'd like to show that these are the original SOLIDWORKS files. It contains both the drawings, the assemblies, as well as the parts. Let's take a quick look at what they look like. This is one of the SOLIDWORKS drawings that we will play with. And this is the SOLIDWORKS assembly that we will translate. Take a really good look at them because they're about to be ours. In order to save some time, because this translation did take 9 minutes to create, I will show you the log file that was a result of me translating it. There it is. This log file shows that we translated 36 files, 30 parts, 3 assemblies, and 3 drawing files. And the total migration took approximately 9 minutes to finish. Not too bad. Let's take a look. This is the over-ender assembly file that we translated from SolidWorks. One of the cool things about this is that we still keep all the configurations. There's configuration 1. Here's configuration with no hardware. Here's configuration at full stroke. And here's the default configuration. We lost nothing during the translate. You might say, you lost nothing. Well, as I click on parts, notice that there are assembly mates. I didn't put those there. Those were translated from SolidWorks. What about the drawings? Let's open up one of the draft files that were translated out. Let's choose the motor bracket. So here's the motor bracket. Typical fashion for SolidWorks modelers. You can't do that. Looks like we have to fix it. Just by double-clicking on the view, we bring ourselves to the model itself. No need to search. Let's make some modifications. Why? Because we're Solid Edge and we have synchronous. Just by grabbing faces, we can make modifications. Let's pull this out. What do you think? 0.25 inches? That looks like that would clear up the radii and the whole collision. Let's give this guy a little bit more height because that bracket doesn't seem like it has an appropriate angle on it. What do you think? Pull it up an inch? Well, as I tell all of my students and prospects, synchronous is not all about just pulling faces. It's about controlling what you're doing. So let's actually put a dimension right smack on the drawing. Remember, we have no features. Let's change that from 56 to 60 degrees. Now that was easy. Now our model's fixed. All we lack is just a quick save, a close, and our drawing reflects that we have an update. Awesome. I'm going to choose to update our views, and Solid Edge is going to alert me that, hey, some values have changed. I'm very appreciative for all this information. Let's go ahead and close this out. And keep in mind, not only did we just bring in the drawing, but all the drawing views are still associative. Now that's going to save a lot of time and a lot of money. Hey, it seems we've even brought in the detail view associatively. How about that? We really can edit SolidWorks data quicker than they can do it themselves. So that's Solid Edge ST9. Cloud-enabled design, but on your terms. Continued development for fast and flexible 3D modeling. Scalable data management for today and your needs in the future. And finally, the benefit from this latest version of Solid Edge is now easier than ever to make the move. Solid Edge ST9. Expand your horizons. Make sure you benefit from all these great topics we've discussed today. And if you think you're up to it, why not become a Solid Edge certified professional? It's online right now. Before we stop our session today, I want to draw attention to our early bird call for Solid Edge University. Join us in Indianapolis this October the 25th through the 27th and take part in the largest Solid Edge user conference in the world. Learn from the best and the brightest Solid Edge experts as you attend dozens of technical sessions. Increase your Solid Edge product knowledge and see firsthand the latest enhancements found in Solid Edge ST9. Get inspired by our keynote speakers and meet the Solid Edge team. Network with your peers and more. Take advantage of special pricing now. Thank you for attending Solid Edge ST9. Expand your horizons. For more information, technical update training, or follow-up questions, contact us at the information provided below. When you do, we'll email you a printable reference card for Solid Edge. Hang it up in your office, put it in your cube. Be sure somebody's going to take it. That's okay. You'll be able to print it again.